Hello again, my subscribers. This time I have a special request video. I have this special friend. He's one of my closest friends. His name is Dwayne, otherwise known as Dr. Gospel. And he gave me sort of a late birthday, early Christmas present, which I wanted to show you here. This bracelet. Isn't that beautiful? And it's diamonds too. That was so nice of him. And it's like probably the prettiest bracelet I've ever had. I love it, love it. And he has a sister named Linda who has friends who said that they felt that my channel would relate to them more and they would be more interested if I have content for natural makeup for women of color. So I would like to integrate that into my format a little bit and do some traditional makeup tutorials along with doing my storytelling. So today I'm going to do a traditional makeup tutorial, and this is going to be a natural look that any woman could wear, but it's going to be specifically natural looking for women of color and any other woman who just wants a natural look. So I'm going to do the video. This is Merlot. You can have your beverage of choice while you're doing your makeup. You might like Chardonnay, you might like Sangria, you might like a Diet Coke or milk, whatever you think you would like. And let's get started with the makeup. So I've already washed my face. I've already put on a moisturizer and an under eye serum. So what I'm going to do now is start with BB cream. Now, sometimes I wear BB cream, sometimes I wear primer, sometimes I wear both. There is no right or wrong. You've got plenty of makeup artists who mix it up. Some don't use any primer. Some use a mask instead of using a primer or a BB cream. And I've done that before as well. But for today's purposes, we're going to use BB cream. And for those of you who don't know what BB cream is, that means a beauty balm. It's just like a lightweight cream that has moisturizers and sunscreens in it. The one I'm going to use today is by Black Radiance. Let's see here. Just so you know which one it is. And since this one is quite a bit darker than my skin, I think I'm going to mix it with another one. Let me show it to you. See, it's pretty chocolate. It's a beautiful color too. But I want to make sure that it blends well with me and it doesn't look too distinct, because we're going for a natural look here, as we mentioned. Just a moment here. So with the Black Radiance, I'm going to mix a little bit of Beauty Treats BB cream, which this is another one that I picked up a little while back. I'll show it to you so you'll know which one it is. Beauty Treats. I tried to tear the tag off so that you'll be able to see the whole bottle. There you go. And this one is in a lighter color. So I'm going to blend the two together so that I can get a color that's a little bit closer to my complexion. And I'll show that to you here on the sponge. See? I'm mixing them together. And this should come to a color that is pretty close to my complexion. Still kind of dark. But I think once I blend it in, it should be fine. And you just dab it on. This is a wet beauty blender. This one is by e.l.f. And it's a blender. Here we go. And see, it did blend out pretty well on me. You can't see it. It's very natural looking. I'll put a little bit on my lip to make sure that you get under your chin and around your chin. You don't want to leave those key areas out. Get the sides of your face. And that takes care of the beauty blender part. Now with this same blender, you can apply your foundation. I believe what I'm going to use today is I'm going to use I think I might mix a couple together just to get the right look. But the first one that I'm going to mix here is my Do You, which is by Too Faced. And I know a lot of you have heard of that one before. It's a pretty common one, and it's old. It's not something that just hit the market or anything like that. It's been out for quite a while. Let me make sure that I take the label off. Almost everything I have is new. You'd be surprised. I bought a lot of makeup just to start doing these tutorials. So I bought about $5,000 of makeup in order to get going until I get to the point where I can get a few people who send me promo makeup. See, this one is Do You. You've seen that one before by Too Faced. If you're interested in my shade, this one is Honey. Okay. So I'm going to put a little bit of this out. Let's see here. Just a little bit. I don't use a lot of anything. And with that, with my Do You, I'm also going to use a tiny bit of Revlon Candied right here. And this is Candied Glow. See that color? Beautiful. And it's really close to my complexion as well. This is a color 440. I'll squirt a little bit of that on. Mix it with it. When it comes to foundation, I believe less is more. I don't believe in, you see, that much. See, they're very close in color. And I just don't believe in putting a whole lot of foundation on my face. I know that, you know, some people do. Some people are really full coverage. But I'm into skincare. My skin is pretty blemish-free at this point. And so one way that I keep it blemish-free is by not overloading in products. I don't wear makeup every single day. I don't even wear base every single day. But when I do wear it, I make sure that I keep it kind of light and natural so that my skin has a chance to breathe a little bit through it and not just be coated. And then, of course, when the day is over, I make sure that I take it off completely. I don't sleep in it. Although this is the middle of the night, I might be sleeping in this because I have to be to work at 8 in the morning. And it's probably already about 1:30. So, there we go. You see, I've got that blended in under the chin. Make sure you get the outer perimeters of your face very well. Make sure you get under the eyes and around the eye socket very well. Now, you can use a separate concealer or maybe even like a painterly paint pot or soft ochre paint pot by MAC for your eyes. Or you can just put a little bit of concealer on before you do your eye makeup. Either one of those is fine. So we've got that blended in. So once we get that blended in, of course, I like to do a little bit of contour makeup. So for that, I'm going to also use a Candied makeup. I have these two, which are in darker shades. I'm going to mix them together to get a good color for me. One of them is the shade, let's see, this looks like 540. And the other one is, it looks like this one looks like 580. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to mix these two together to get a little bit of cheek contour going on. And forehead contour as well. A little bit of nose contour. And I'm really into blending. And I'm also into high and low. I'll use drugstore products and high-end products both. I mix them together freely. Okay, so see, I've got those two mixed together to come up with a color that's going to be complementary. There's nothing wrong with mixing colors together to get a color that you feel is good for you. See, I mixed them together and put a little bit on this brush as well. Reason being for the nose contour. And this is a soft, natural contour. Nothing crazy, nothing super obvious. Just like that. And a little bit of this contour also, as we mentioned, on the forehead. And along the cheek area. I'm not doing any hard contouring because, again, this is a natural look, a little bit under the chin here as well. We're going to go on and blend that in. Right along the hollows of the cheeks. So that doesn't take very long. And as you see, it blends in with the other makeup very well. You just want to make sure you don't have any lines of demarcation. You can also take your blending brush and go back over it once you put it on, just to make sure you have a great blend. And I'm finishing up the contour of the nose. And now we blend that. Here we go. Now once I finish that part, I like to go on and set it with powder. So I have a couple of powders that I'll be able to use here today. The first one will be my Too Faced You're All Set. This one is Do You by Too Faced. I'm putting it on with a big fluffy brush. And now I'm going over it with another softer big fluffy brush, because that brush that I just used is not as soft. This is one of my matte brushes. It's much softer. I go over the eye area. I just go over my whole face with this one. See, as you can see, it's still a very natural look. After I finish with my Too Faced Do You, then as I have in the past, I go on with my Coty Airspun powder. Airspun. Airspun. And I use translucent. And I use it for my under eye area. I'll use it for the bridge of the nose a little bit. Tip of the nose. Just right in there. This doesn't have to be precise. Right through there and on the chin. And now I can take this same blending brush and blend it in. It's just a bit powder brush. There you go. And the way I do it is every time I use a cream product, I use a powder product over it to set it. Now I have another special e.l.f. sponge here for blending. And this is Candid Concealer. This one is, let's see, I'm looking at the shade just a moment here. This one is the shade 65. And I'm using it as a little concealer, just a little. I don't put a lot of concealer on, as I mentioned before. And just like not a lot of face makeup, not a lot of concealer either. Just to keep it natural. Less is more. Keep that in mind. Because sometimes more is just more. And sometimes I've noticed that a lot of people just get a little bit excessive when they use these products. They use much more than they need. And it doesn't matter how much promo I get. I'm not going to overuse it just to use it, if that happens in the future. I'm just not into overdoing it. Overkill is overkill. So after I do that, I go back over it just a little bit with the same brush that still has a little residual powder on it. After I blended it out, see? Still natural. And now, before I go on to any other makeup, I put a little setting spray on. Sometimes it's good to put setting spray on at more than one stage. This one I'm using is the Nicka K, and this one is called Perfection Finishing Spray. Okay. And now I'm going to go on and put a little bit of blush on. And a little bit of highlighter. The blush that I'm putting on today, this one is by Sleek Makeup. Hopefully you've heard of Sleek Makeup. It's a drugstore brand out of the United Kingdom. Sleek. And this palette, I just got it, but it seems to be crunched up a little bit, but that's okay. I can still make use of it. See, it's kind of broken up, but that's all right. Just put a little bit along your cheeks. Right at the apple is fine, depending on the shape of your face. I'll put it right here. You can definitely put a little on your nose, forehead, chin, wherever you would like to add a little bit of color to your face. I mix the colors together. I don't go for just one. Okay, and now we're going for a blush. And I have Sleek blush as well. Well, no, excuse me, we're going for highlighter. And I'm using this Sleek highlighter. And this one is actually gorgeous colors. See? It comes with a little brush, but I'm not going to use that little brush. I think I'm going to just use my fingers to do it. You've got several formulas in here. You've got the baked, you've got the cream. And as I said, I usually use a cream and then I use the powder. So I'm going to start off with the cream right here on the nose. And on the cheekbone. And blend it in. Blend, blend, blend. A little bit through here. You can put a little in the cupid's bow area. Now, where you put your highlighter is clearly up to you. You don't have to put it in the same pattern that I put it. Now, I'm putting a little bit of the baked highlighter on. You see, it gives you a really nice glow. It's really pretty. Sleek Cosmetics. Look at that. Gives you a nice, healthy glow. Okay. Now, I'm taking my Too Faced powder. This is a banana powder by Too Faced. With a little round brush I have here. This one I picked up on AliExpress. Oh no, I'm sorry, Wish. I get them in both places. Putting that under the eye a little bit. There we go. Now blending sponge again with a little bit of setting spray. Same setting spray. To blend all of these powders together for a seamless look. Voila. We finished that part. Now, some people do their eyebrows first. Some people do their eyebrows last. I usually like to do my eyebrows somewhere in the middle. So that's what we're going to do now. I have this little eyebrow set right here. This one is by Milani. And as you see, it's brand new. It's called Brow Fits. I have to open it now. Okay. And this is a cute little kit. It comes with little brushes and a little tweezer and, you know, just a lot of things in here. Look at that. And it's several colors. You have your light, medium, and dark shade, which is always good. So let's see. I'm going to drop my tweezers. There they are. Okay, we got the tweezers. Okay, I'm going to start off with the medium shade. Okay, let's see here. It has a little mirror in it too, which is very helpful. And I just brush on in small natural strokes. I do my eyes brows differently on different days. Sometimes I use a more liquid formula so that I can get tiny hair-like strokes. Some days I just go for an all-over brush. Now I also have this Profusion, no, excuse me, LA Colors brow kit right here. And I also am incorporating a little bit of it with the Milani simply because, as you can see, it has some darker shades. And I feel with my hair being dark, the Milani one was a little bit light, which I do feel that for a natural look, you do like to have your brows a little bit on the lighter side rather than so heavily dark. I still want to add enough darkness to set nicely with my hair. So I'm adding dark brown rather than black. As you can see, it gives a soft and natural look. There we go. I'm now taking a little bit of the lightest shade in here of powder, which would be right here in the middle, and I'm using that to highlight my brow bone. And I'm going to use this little mirror for the eyeshadow that I'm using. This is by Sleek Cosmetics, and this will be the eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be using as well. But first, let me go on and do a little eyebrow highlighting here. And again, I'm going to blend it in so that it comes across as more natural and not super highlighted. And I'm using the little applicator that came in here. And I'm using both sides of it, one side to apply and the other side to blend and thin. Like so. Okay. Now I'm using the wax in the palette. It comes with a little wax. So I'm using the wax in the palette to go over my eyebrows and hold them in place for later today. Since, as I said, I'll just be getting a few hours to sleep before work. Like so. That'll keep them in place for the whole day. For my eyeshadow, I'm going to do a very light natural eye. I'm going to go for these 4 shades right here in the Sleek Cosmetics palette. Starting with the brown shade, which is in the corner here. I'll go right in my crease. And you see, it cuts. Admittedly, I will say I don't have hooded eyes. I used to have hooded eyes. I don't know. Somehow they sort of sunk in on their own. And so now it's pretty easy for me to get a very defined crease. I don't have to do a whole lot of cutting to do that. Then I'm going to go in, now that I've done the brown shade, I'm going in with this blackish shade that's right next to it. Same brush. And see, I'm just shading the outside a little bit. Just a little shading to the outside. Like so. Now let me use the mirror here. This palette does come with a mirror, fortunately. And that's always a good thing, especially if you're out and about and you're getting ready. To not have to worry about having to go to a ladies' room and look for a mirror just to use your palette. That's good. So now what I'm going to do is use another brush. I have a couple here. I'm going to go into the medium shade right here. And I'm going to put that right here in the center, see, to bring a little bit of light to the center. Just like that. See? And then I can take the same brush, actually, and go with that lightest shade. Because what I like to do is make sure that I blend. So we're going to blend these. That's what gives you your natural look. for you ladies who love the natural look. Now, me, I like natural, and I also like more risky. I like them all. There we go. See? You put that in the corners right there, and it sort of brings your eyes out more. You can use your brush, one of your brushes. I'm using a MAC brush here, shader brush, and dip into the brown. You can use that as a soft eyeliner to go around your eyes. Now, I realize for some of you ladies who are mature, you might have some lines around your eyes that you don't want to emphasize. You don't have to get heavy with this. You can just put a little bit of it around your eyes, just along the base. You can always go over it with your Beauty Blender to make sure that it's not too far down for your taste. And of course, to finish off the natural look, I'm going to use this LA Colors black eyeliner, and I have the CoverGirl. This is a mascara I've never tried before. It's called Clump Crusher. Right here. Let's put those on. Now I'm using a soft black pencil to tight line my eye. Tight lining means I'm going right inside the lid here. And the reason that's done is just to make sure that you don't have any spaces that are white. Then I'm taking this white pencil right here. And going inside the waterline on the bottom here. Both these pencils are by Maybelline. Okay. See, that opens your eyes right up. So now your eyes are open. You've got on your makeup. It's a natural looking makeup. Now, there are a couple of ideas that you can go with for lipstick. I'll show you just a moment here. Put on any lipstick. I use this, which is called Rich Tinted Lip Balm, which I picked up, believe it or not. It's a tinted lip balm. I picked it up for just 43 cents. Yes, 43 cents at a local department store. So, of course, I bought their whole selection. And you see, it makes my lips softer and prepares it for the lipstick, which I already put on some lip balm before I started my makeup. I always do that. As I said, it's part of my skin prep. I prep my lips, I prep my skin, I prep my under eyes. I do all three. Lipstick option number 1 is going to be this Knobby lip gloss. And we have this LA Color lip gloss with this eye pencil, which is in brown. It's an eye limp pencil. It's not by MAC. Most of mine are by MAC, but this one isn't. Let's try this look for you so you'll see how it comes out. Okay. Yes, my dear. Hmm. Option number two is a little bit more colorful. This is the Oil of Olay lint pencil right here, but you don't see that too much. You don't see too many cosmetics for Oil of Olay. And it's in red. It's a bright red. And this is LA Colors Oh So Shiny lipstick. As you can see, it's just a little bit more flashy.